Hello friends, welcome to day 17 of Chancetober. I am now more than halfway through with these videos, these prompts, as many of you who are also doing Inktober or Chancetober or Drawtober, we're halfway there, over halfway there, so keep up the good work, or at the halfway point, now might be a good chance to start drawing if you'd like. As I've said before, dumber people are doing it every day, like me. If I can do it, you can do it. I never have thought about robots as monsters before, which is where this prompt list has come from. But I do like robots. I think they're very interesting. It's interesting that the origin of the word is, I believe, Slavic for slave. And pretty soon after the invention of the word robot for mechanical creatures that do our work for us, in popular literature they seem to have gained sentience pretty quickly, which I suppose was the point all along. I don't have a name for this robot, but the story is, in the distant future, there is a time when humans cannot be on the surface of the planet, and they send out these mechanical beings to scout the landscape. And the idea is that they're connected to an umbilical cord, which runs up into the atmosphere past the clouds that block out the sun for solar energy to help supply the robots with power. And they have to be smart enough to be able to repair themselves. Maybe they find bits and scraps around the wasteland to help keep themselves going. They can utilize tools like a walking stick if a leg is damaged. And they just keep walking, trying to map out the world around them. And this one, he's found a cloak. He's realized that might help protect his mechanical body from the elements. And then this giant backpack he's carrying around with him that is connected to the drone support or repair platform, energy platform, whatever it is above him. So that's my thought on this guy. I suppose with robots, it's a little silly to assume that they could achieve sentience if they're not programmed to do that. or have some sort of technology which would somehow eventually click somehow to propel them forward. But it seems like we're pretty close with computers these days, coming up with quantum this and that, and time crystals, and then I thought I'll include this little guy. He's almost some sort of sidekick type character. I do know his name. His name is Nino7. And I have an old animation YouTube channel that actually has a short film, my first computer-generated exercise with him. I should bring it over here. If you're interested, I'll post it here. But I don't know if it's aged very well, and there are so many things I know I could do better. But I like the character, and I should do more with him. I don't know, maybe I'll make him a stop motion body. Or maybe I'll revamp him and revisit him again in another form of animation. Or just a comic. Something. Again, so many little stories here and there, characters cropping up. But Nino7 is a bit of a scientist. In the film I did, he actually was able to create his own soul, which escapes and inhabits a bowl of oatmeal, which for some reason Nino7 has prepared. And they chase each other around a lab until the soul escapes, and somehow Oat Boy survives, and Nino7 is left to chase his oatmeal around the lab now. It was a short film. Quick, short, weird. Yeah, I'll dig that up and maybe I'll post that here. But yeah, Nino7 would be a great foil to this perhaps serious, dour robot. A little more energetic and maybe a little more zen as far as moment existence, not really thinking things through compared to the analytical data collector that is this poor robot that might or might not exist if it detaches itself from the umbilical cord. Or perhaps the story really is that Nino7 finding this robot in the wasteland, trudging along. Perhaps it's Nino7 that brings it a little bit of spiritual singularity, slowly adding to the consciousness of this guy, bringing to it its own self-awareness, triggering the next step of robotic evolution into consciousness, into being. With wacky adventures, of course. Not a bad idea. So I guess I'll get started on thinking about that some more. And while I do think about it, I'll probably go and start cleaning up upstairs and run my robot vacuum. While asking my little robotic phones to play some music. How does that sound? Interesting thing, I was telling the story about the sky being blotted out. But here in this drawing, the skies became quite blue and clear. How long has this guy been wandering? I don't know. Good luck out there. Hope you had a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.